Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm the Happy Film Guy. I'll be reviewing films, but I'll always be looking at the positives in films rather than just concentrating on the negatives. I feel like there's too much negativity going on these days, so why not do something positive? Now, scrolling through Twitter, being happy, and then suddenly I come across a hashtag called End the DCEU. And, you know, I'm normally a happy guy, but when I saw this, I was best pleased, but I thought I'll give it a click. Out comes a YouTube video. End the DC extended universe. I watched the video, you know, they make some good points, but my god, so much negativity about this extended universe. It's unbelievable. Now, you know, I'm not saying they've been the best films and they're not being the biggest success, but you know what, I'm going to tell you right now that I enjoyed Man of Steel, I enjoyed Batman vs Superman, I enjoyed Suicide Squad, I enjoyed Wonder Woman, and I enjoyed Justice League. I enjoyed all of them. I will be doing more videos about why I enjoyed them later on, but you know, I thought they were pretty good films. Were they the best films? No, but I think they did pretty well. Look at Man of Steel, and Man of Steel I absolutely loved, because I loved like the Dark Knight trilogy. They're like my favourite films, and when I saw that they were doing sort of like a kind of Dark Knight version of Superman, where it's sort of stripped back, it's completely different to the other films, I thought, oh my god, this is amazing. You know, a lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people felt like it wasn't like the Christopher Reeve Superman that they know of, or you know, the cartoon Superman that I grew up with. It was a completely different version, but you know, I liked it because it was a lot deeper. It was a lot more human. It wasn't just a character, an alien that can just, you know, get away with everything and not die at all. And I thought it's interesting to strip him right back and look how he is on a personal level and change up the narrative a little bit, and I thought it was brilliant. And then they brought out Batman vs Superman, and you know, Ben Affleck, which I thought was a brilliant choice, and you know, Superman was back, and I thought it was a good film. And the extended edition made it even better. You know, slightly too long, could have had a few more fights in it, but other than that, I thought it was really good, and I thought it had potential. Wonder Woman, you know, she absolutely smashed it. It was a really, really good film. Justice League, of course, it had a lot of problems. Of course, it had a lot of issues in it. You know, it went through so many different reshoots, and you know, the company only gave it 2 hours to put together this film with all these superheroes. It wasn't going to stand a chance, but it was good. It made a lot of money, just didn't make enough for it to be a huge success, but it still made quite a bit. Look at Suicide Squad. There is not a film like Suicide Squad out there, and okay, again, it wasn't the best film, not all the lines didn't hit, you know, it wasn't as funny, but I've got a feeling if they make another one, it's going to be brilliant. I think the problem is that everyone's just given up way too easily on these characters. And you know, I do think that's partly Warner Brothers' fault. I felt like what they really should have done is they did well with Man of Steel, they did well with Wonder Woman. I still think they should have done a Batman solo film first, because you know, the Dark Knight trilogy was a huge success, and it was hard to know and hard to think what would follow that. So I think really what we needed to do is get Ben Affleck and have his own Batman film, because his Batman is completely different to Christian Bale's Batman. It is completely different. So it would have been good to find out a bit more about his Batman, and you know, not to see how his parents died again, etc., but you know, to find out what he's been doing. You know, I remember reading somewhere that he'd been retired for about 20 years or 30 years, and he's sort of given up and he lost Robin, etc. It would have been good to find out more about that, and then we would have been able to connect with Batman more when it got to Batman vs Superman. You know, I think having Wonder Woman in there for a few minutes, I thought that was quite interesting, but you know, maybe they shouldn't have revealed her in the trailer for the film. I think she should have been like a nice surprise at the end. And also you had the other little cameos from Flash, etc. They were fine. You know, so I felt like it could have, you know, it could have been set out a little bit differently. It could have gone Man of Steel, it could have gone Batman solo film, then Batman vs Superman, then Wonder Woman. You know, Suicide Squad, that's all can happen anyway. I'll say after Batman solo film, because obviously Batman features in it. You know, I felt like that Warner Brothers could have helped him out a little bit more, to my opinion, but it still, for me, didn't ruin it I felt like it was, I felt like it didn't have a great start, but I felt like that it could get better and better. Justice League, I thought I was going to hate that film, because when you read about reshoots and when you read about all the troubles they were going through, and when I watched it I was quite surprised how much I enjoyed it. It was just a shame it was 2 hours long. If it was a bit longer, I would guarantee it would have been more of a hit than what it was. And I think maybe they should have not had all the characters in it straight away. Maybe not, maybe not have Cyborg in it straight away. Maybe just focus on Aquaman and just focus on Flash and Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, etc. I felt like they could have maybe not put too many characters in there as its first film, but again, I don't know what Warner Brothers were thinking really. But anyway, the thing is, DC is always going to be compared to Marvel, and I think they are two completely separate things. I mean, yeah, superheroes, but DC is always going to be darker. Marvel's a bit more colourful and a bit more comedic. And the thing is, we're in a different climate these days, because basically with the Marvel films, and I think they're all brilliant and I love them, I'm a big massive Marvel fan, but I think what's happening is that people are expecting too much. People see a Marvel film, so they expect the next Marvel film to be funny, and they expect any other film to be funny, or another film to start a big sequel. Batman vs Superman film comes out, it's gritty, it's quite dark, it's quite gloom. There's a few funny moments in it, but it's quite a dark film. But nobody can accept that, because they're used to a certain format of films. They're used to comedy, they're used to lightheartedness. That's the problem. That's the problem. There's too much expectations, and when people go and see a film like Batman and Superman, they just don't appreciate it. Or they go and see a film like Justice League and they just don't appreciate what's going on. Now, I love all of the main cast, all of them. I think the main cast for the DCEU is brilliant. Ben Affleck, I think, was an outstanding choice for Batman, and I was really excited as soon as I heard that he was going to be him. I know he got a lot of backlash, but I honestly think he was brilliant, and he is brilliant as Batman. And Henry Cavill as Superman, oh my god, how amazing is he? Gal got it as Wonder Woman, brilliant. Then you've got the Flash, then you've got Cyborg, and you've got Aquaman. They are all perfect casting. And honestly, I'd find it hard to imagine anyone else playing those roles at the moment. And I do hope that the rumours aren't true about Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck. I hope they do stay, because I think there's so much more potential from it. I think if they made a Suicide Squad 2, I think it would be a lot more grittier, it would be a lot more violent, I think they'll be a lot funnier. I think a Joker and Harley film, I think that would be very daring, very risky, but I think it would be very good. I think concentrate a lot, do a lot of films on the villains, because Harley Quinn, she's a leader. And I think bring in a Catwoman, it would just be brilliant. I think it'd just be perfect. And maybe even a Poison Ivy, just not Uma Thurman. Jared Leto, I'll be talking about him in another video, but I think he did a very good job at the Joker. I think Heath Ledger is very hard to top, but he wasn't trying to top Heath Ledger. He did his own version of the Joker, and I thought he did a really good job. He wasn't in the film long enough, but I think he had massive impact on Suicide Squad, and I'd love to see him in another film. I know Joaquin Phoenix is doing a new Joker film. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know why. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it not tying into the current universe and it being its own film. I think it will cause a lot of confusion for outsiders and the audience that come and see it, but they've got so many good ideas, and Wonder Woman 2 is on the way. Cyborg could be an interesting film. I think Aquaman could be an interesting film. Flash would be a bit difficult, just because I think, because it is a series at the moment, I think it's going to be very hard to make something that is completely different to what the TV series is and still capture people's interest. I would love to see a Man of Steel 2 and a Batman solo film, and I'm hoping that none of them leave. I'm hoping they just continue, because this is their first attempt. I think it'd be a shame to just not continue production of all these films. It'd be a shame to lose all these good actors. I don't think it should start again. And if it does start again, you're going to have to wipe clean everyone. You're going to have to start afresh. I can't imagine a film where you've got the same Wonder Woman, but a different Batman, but a different Superman, but maybe the same Aquaman. I just think it'd be ridiculous. Why not just continue? Why not just keep Ben Affleck convincing, get a good storyline, get a good film for him, Get Henry Cavill to stay. Although I think he is staying. I think that Instagram post, I'm sure he is staying. I can't imagine him leaving. Just get some good solo films out there. Build it up a little bit more. Then bring out another Justice League film. Suicide Squad 2. Get Sirens on these. Get the Joker and Harley Quinn team up. Get those films out there. It's too soon to give up. You know, I think just better planning. I think maybe schedule them when, you know, big films like Avengers isn't out, because you've got two films going. You've got one film going against each other. You know, it's going to be a tough competition. I think release them differently. I think they've done it well this year. Aquaman's coming out when there's no other superhero films out in that month. If you agree with me, I think we should all get behind it. I think we should all use the hashtag, and I think we should all just keep our fingers crossed. Like I said, I've enjoyed the film so far. They have been good, and it's just building up. It's just building up. Look at Marvel, right? I really enjoy every single film. But I don't feel like the first Thor movie, the second Thor movie, the second Iron Man, and the Incredible Hulk, in terms of it being a Marvel Cinematic Universe film, I didn't feel like they were that good. I felt like it was only when they really got to Avengers, the first Avengers, that's when they suddenly got into the relevant. You look at DCEU, they brought out Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Wonder Woman, Suicide Squad, Justice League. They've only brought out 5 films so far. You know, I think there is still time to build on this. And I think it could be one of the greatest cinematic universes. As good as Marvel, if not even better. They just got to keep pushing it, and people just need to keep getting behind it. I just want to hear the news that Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck stay, because then I'm going to have a massive smile on my face and I'll be super happy, film guy. Thanks guys, cheers for watching. Feel free to subscribe down the bottom. Also feel free to give it a like if you agree, and comment below. Lovely. Cheers guys, thank you.